Lecture 9. Liu Shi's 2 Panorama Prints of Taiwan. Customs. Here, we're going on studying Liu Shi's 2 panorama prints of Taiwan and exploring family structures, economic activities, and other social aspects in the 18th century Taiwan. 1. Marriage. 1. How did Plains indigenous peoples get married? In Plains indigenous tribes, there were special dwelling huts for single ones who had grown into marriage age. Huts for single men were called gongxie, and longzai were for single women. When a man fell in love with a single woman, he would play a Jew's harp or a nose flute in order to impress her. If the loved one was also attracted to the lover, she would sing him back in harmony. Upon her singing back, the man knew it was time to give her betel nuts as a present. As soon as the woman accepted the present, the man was allowed to stay in her hut. If things were going well, they would tell their parents that they were in love, and their families would arrange a wedding ceremony for them. On the wedding day, the groom's family would have the bride sit on a litter and have 4 men carry her to the groom's house. The bride would be wearing a beautiful makeup. They went around the tribe to celebrate the event with every tribesman instead of going directly to the groom. The wedding procession would be joined by people holding long bamboo sticks with colored ribbons, and people playing gongs. That's exactly what we see on the piece titled Welcoming the Bride. In this jubilant event, the one who leads the procession is playing gongs to make sure everybody have come to witness the wedding. A group of men at the upper left corner of the painting are presenting a gift to the marrying ones. Some women and children at the lower right corner are enjoying the event, seemingly laughing and chatting out aloud. 2. Deer hunting. Why are there so many place names have the word deer in it? We all know that there are many place names in Taiwan have the word deer in it. The most famous example is probably Lugang, which literally means Deer Harbor. Apart from Lugang, examples like Lugu, or Deer Valley, Luye, or Deer Field, Luku, or Deer Cave, Shalu, or Sand Deer, Lu Cao, or Deer Grass, Lu Mountain, or Deer Mountain, and Tun Lu Chi, which literally means the lake where deers gather, are all easy to come up with. Taiwan used to be a natural habitat for Formosan Sika deers, and once upon a time there were many of them. The question is, where did they go? And why did they lose all their natural habitat? The number of deers in Taiwan before the Dutch rule was huge. Plains indigenous peoples used to hunt deers, but they only hunted as many as they could eat. The number of deers had never significantly decreased until Dutch merchants came to Taiwan and had deers hunted in a large scale. Dutch merchants had made every body parts of a deer into profitable commodities. Deer skin, deer horns, velvet antler, deer penis, and deer meat were all sellable. Deer meant money. That was the way the Dutch merchants saw them. So they hunted and collected deer systematically, and that was the time the number of deer started to plummet. Now, let's travel back to a time before the application of Dutch rule applied and discover the relationship between indigenous people and deer. In order to earn food for their family and themselves, indigenous men had to be both farmers and hunters. Tribesmen over 10 years old had to learn how to hunt. They practiced shooting arrows until they could shoot an animal 30 or 40 steps away, and deer were hunters' primary prey. Women were not allowed to hunt. When deer came out of the woods, usually in winter, hunters gathered together and went hunting in teams. It was difficult for anyone to hunt without teamwork, because one could get lost amidst a field of very tall grass where deer usually showed up. So they came up with a teamwork plan. First, they made sure there were deer inside an imagined quadrilateral area. Then they studied the wind direction and had a group of men set fire along 3 of the 4 edges of the area and made sure the fire did not spread. and the rest of the men would only have to wait at the only edge that was not on fire and shoot the escaping deer with arrows and spears. They even let dogs chase the deer. In the end, all deer, full-grown and not, could be hunted. In the piece titled Deer Hunting, there are two groups of men. In one of the groups, a man seems to have just launched an arrow and the other is about to throw a spear. In another group, one of the men is carrying an arrow bag and about to shoot. The other two are each holding a spear and moving forward to their prey. At the upper left corner of the piece lies a deer hunted by two dogs, which are biting its chest. At the lower left corner, there are two more deer. One got shot and lies on the ground, unable to get up. The other is running for its life while looking back at the merciless hunting dogs with dread. This scene of deer hunting is so lifelike and spares no accuracy. 3. Looking out. Stay vigilant. There is a well-known excerpt from Tang poetry that goes, "You will enjoy a grander sight if you climb to a greater height." In order to have better sights to vigilantly watch and better defend their tribes, indigenous people built many lookout towers for their tribes. For a tribe to build one of these towers, the chief and the tongshi, a man who served as an interpreter and a middleman between the Qing government and the tribe, would gather tribesmen and direct them. Tribes in Danshui Haifangting, like the Zhuqian tribe, the Nanqian tribe, the Zhibali tribe, and the Bali-Ben tribe all had their towers built this way. A lookout tower as such was usually located in a cleared space, with no nearby buildings. They used bamboo and wood as building materials, and calame ropes to bind the connecting parts together. Having the tower built, they had guards take turns going onto the top and watching out for intruders and thieves. A tribe was most likely to have intruders in harvest season. People tried to steal rice, so the guards would stay incessantly vigilant day and night during this period. Tribesmen would also get armed and take turns patrolling the tribe with alarming noisemakers in their hands in order to call for help in case of need. In the piece titled Looking Out, we can see a tribesman lying on the top level of a lookout tower, and another man trying to get onto the level and take his shift. We can also see a man coming down from a hill, seemingly having finished his patrol shift. Two tribesmen at the lower right corner of the piece have finished their shift as well, or so it seems. One of the men is talking casually to the other, who is playing a nose flute and is apparently enjoying himself. Now, we have discussed 9 of the 12 paintings in Liu Shi's 2 panorama prints of Taiwan that categorized are as customs paintings. Each of the pieces had its own title, and the painter had stuck to it and drawn images consistent to the title. By studying these paintings, we are able to reconstruct the daily lives of 18th century indigenous people. By far, our survey on the indigenous lifestyle has covered various customs over this lecture and the previous one. Now, we are honored to present a few AR clips made in collaboration with the National Taiwan Library. We hope you enjoy them.